Good evening, and welcome everyone already. Whew. I'm a few seconds off getting sorted. I'm just getting the bits and pieces out that I've been playing around with. Get them out on the table. There we go. So how's everyone been today? Yeah. That's done. I'm hoping everything's working this time. It should have gone through to Facebook, and it should have gone through to Twitch. Hopefully. Oh, I've made a mess of my nice new shiny. It looks like a blur on the camera. It's not a blur on the camera, look. Right, let's get everything set up. Hi, Danny. Hi, Jack. How are you doing? I'm just getting bits and pieces set up on the stream so I can share it out. Let's have a look. I'm very blurry down here today. Playing Star Wars. I need to figure out why that's doing that. Because it keeps saying I'm playing Star Wars. So, things we've got for tonight. I've promised a couple of people that I would do a bit of work on basing and basing materials and stuff that we use. And there we go. That's shared through to that one. So many things to remember. And hello there. I take it that's all on Facebook. I can actually see the Facebook comments, which is pretty good. I'm well chuffed with that. It's working again. When we did it last Thursday, none of the Facebook side of things was working. And you can imagine that's a bit of a pain in the backside. Yeah, we're doing alright, Dan. Oh, Danny. Hi, Mrs. Grand Moff. Yeah, we're just keeping secure in the house and doing bits and pieces around the house, as much work as I can, and that sort of stuff. As much of the hobby stuff as I can do as well. I've been doing some of my actual own. I did say to a couple of my friends that I would start doing so much each day of my own stuff, so I was always doing bits and pieces that is mine, if that makes sense. Just to keep my stuff going. Let me just... And it seems to have... I've got enough bits and pieces here and there done to keep me happy. Hi, Kenan. Oh, so what we've got tonight is a few different basing. Good morning, Dale. I've pre-done some of the basing. I hope you can see that. Thank you for liking the stream. Will, I'm going to brighten up the camera a bit just so you can see until it goes dark outside, and then everything changes for some reason. Can you see that now? That's better. Take it back. There we go. I did, Chris. The printer sold to one of my friends locally, they came and picked it up this afternoon. I hadn't got anything done with it. I bought it. I actually sold my Switch to buy 2 printers. Hi, Ulfric. And then when it eventually came to it, I've already got 4 running, and I was going to use that one as a prototype one to have in the house. Don't have the room in the house, so it just got sat there, and I ended up with 2 in the end, just sat there doing that. So you can't use your dials anyway, Ben. Stop your crying. So yeah, I decided to let them go. Matt's bought one. It's gone, Kay. I put a message up and left it up for half an hour. Sorry, dude. I just needed it gone. It's gone to a local. Well, it's one of my friend's sisters has bought it to have a play around with. When the time comes and you've got money, we can have a sit down and talk. The thing is, I'd prefer you to have a machine like what I'm using, so I can actually help you. I knew nothing about that machine. I didn't know how to set it up. I didn't know. I just didn't know what configurations. I know there's going to be a couple of people upset, like Simon. Hi, Simon. But we just needed the money, and it was sat there. And as I said, they're very local, and it's a really good printer. I have 4 Creality Ender 5s, Ender 5 Pros, which, touch wood, are pretty solid for what I do. I've got them set up for where I want them. Alright, Joe. There's probably better, and I could probably make these ones better, but they do what I do. They just work, if that makes sense. I've got files that I print out for to sell. There is a lot of stuff that we do, and it's all just there. Oh, Paul. And these printers seem to do what I need them to do. Hi, Snowy. Hi, Rattler. So, as I said, tonight, this is the stuff that we're going to be playing around with. Here's some I prepared earlier. I'll go through, and there's the one from that I did on stream on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever. I will also. I do look to be a bit out of focus there. Sorry. That's better. That's them. Do a lot of different stuff with these so you can see it. That's gone better. Has it gone better or has it gone too bright? Come on, you tell me. So, what we have, and we'll do a bit of a raffle later on, it's going to be just a couple of bits that... Ooh, I forgot what they're called. Gamers Grass have sent us. So, we've got loads of sample bags. So there's the greens, there's the neon, another green, another neon. I'm just seeing what we've actually got. Neon. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got all of them to give away tonight. At some point, I'll probably do a couple of lots, and then we have a couple of other bits. So they've sent us the Alien Blue Tufts. I haven't. I know a man who does. And that's the Marshland set. I believe Paul's already got one of the Marshland sets, which I think... Yeah, I could try some. Okay. This is their new one. These are Tiny Tufts, and they actually do what they say on the tin. I just remembered something as well, thinking about what I can use Tiny Tufts on, and then some. But we also have a set of Battle Ready bases. So these are absolutely fantastic. I don't know if can you see the detail on them. So we've got this full range coming over this week. They look very nice for World War II. Oh, come on, Snowy, what game is it? Bolt Action. Yeah, they're very, very nice. Boltcation? So I think we'll be these will all be up on the store, protecmodels.co.uk, when they land in the UK. They're restocking us this week. As I say, we sold out quickly of a lot of the standard Gamers Grass stuff. So let's say 8:30 we'll do a bit of a giveaway. I'm still hoping to hit the monthly stream goal at some point. So if anyone donates, great stuff. Mini Tufts are great for 15mm Flames of War. Yep, that's what I used them. I used them on your Marvel Crisis figures, and I've used them as like small weeds in between the cracks of the grass, cracks of the pavement, and they look absolutely fantastic because they're not like that sort of thing where it overpowers the pavement. It's just a little bit of tuft out of there. So, Titch, if you explain what you want from an Eldar base, then I can maybe have a like couple of ideas. What I'll do is I'll go through what I've done here. Yeah, you look rubbish, Lee. And I'll show you what they came from. So these are my go-to peanut butter. I use it on quite a lot of stuff, and I can get various different effects, and I'll show you various different effects that you can get with them. And I'll show you the peanut butter. The peanut butter is Vallejo Earth Texture Acrylic. It is, I believe, the 200ml pots, and I go through one every 6 months, but I do a lot of basing, as you can imagine. I think if you bought one of this and you're doing armies every now and again, this is going to last you a long time. It's my go-to one because there's that many different things that you can do with it. I don't know if you can see it. So that's Palpatine that I did last week. That was done in the same stuff. And it's just basically it's a grounding for what you can do with it. So these are 25mm Legion bases, or 27mm Legion bases. So I'm going to do one sand, one mud. I'm going to try some stuff that I've not done before live on stream, so we can see what it is. So for a basic sand textured base, I'll tell you what, we've got 5 rows of this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi, Commander X. I took your advice, by the way, and I jumped the gun on the stream goal a bit, but I've spent some of my own money to get that power supply. I bought it from Bristol. They haven't replied to us yet about whether it is the right one, but I'm 90% certain it is. So I've put the order in this afternoon for it. So what we're going to do is the first one is I'm going to turn that one into a mud one. And to turn it from sand to mud, I use Agrax Earthshade. Using a number 5 Pure Kolinsky brush, you just do a full wash. Now, depending on how, let me get this a bit closer. Yeah, I think so, mate. So it's just literally washing all of the sand with mud. So I'm just doing this one light. I'm not going to go super heavy onto it. Some on it would help. If you can see that. So we'll do that one on that. I'll do a heavy one. What I'm going to do is, just to show no favoritism to any brand, I have got some, not much because I've been using it a lot this week to try it out, Strong Tone by Army Painter. I'll just put 3 drops on the base. That's soaking in. And spread it out. I think it's going to be chalk and cheese. Totally different. I think it spreads differently as well. Not the chalk and the cheese. So let's have that one. And I'll let them two dry. I don't know if any, I don't think any of you were around for the demo on Wednesday, or not many of you. So Commander Rex was. So I did have another base. So let me. I don't have another base. Look behind the box. I did have a box full of bases. I've put an order in for some from Beanies, because I think that's it there, and I've used it. I do have something I can use as a base. So, what I would normally do is spray the base with primer before doing it. Then using the peanut butter. Doesn't smell or taste like peanut butter, trust me. I'll just grab a reasonable dollop. And I'm going to get this all over my fingers unless I use a base holder. I'm not going to comment on how I know it tastes. So I'm just using a GW base. I think I've done a little bit too much dollop for that. So it's just, obviously you would have your figure on this base, and that's not actually holding it. There we go. You go in between the legs, being as careful as you can. But once you've got, I try to get the brown paint all over first, and then once you've got the brown paint down, it's got something to stick to, sort of thing. And then using the GW spatula, or on bigger ones like the big base, I use a ruler. You just splodge it. You can use a brush, but with this stuff you tend to ruin the brushes, this or the GW stuff, and that's it. You just then set it to one side, let it dry. They do take quite a while to dry because they are quite thick. That's why I've painted all these up first today. So those two are going to take a little while to dry. This one, to do sand base, is a quick dry brush with Tyrant Skull. Using my cloth. And when you do that, just keep turning it through angles and get different. It lightens it up to sandy colour, the whole base. So once you've done the Tyrant Skull, I tend to do a very, don't clean the brush or anything like that, I just tend to get a bit of Praxi White, look for the high parts and pick out the high parts. Obviously again, you're going to have the legs in there, whatever, droid feet kicking about. You can put a little bit of the muck, a little bit of the dry brush up the legs and it looks like dust, so it looks as though they've been walking through the desert and stuff like that. And then the thing to basically finish that off is a pair of pliers, tweezers. I'll use one of these. These are Gamer's Grass Tufts. These are the amber autumn one, amber, or whatever it's called ones. They are self-adhesive. I tend to put a little bit of glue on there, just to make sure, but I'm just going to do it without. A pair of tweezers, and then just refluff it back up. And then you can put different shapes. There's different sizes. These are what they call sometimes we sell a lot of pre-made bases, Jack, so there's no reason that you couldn't. I have done it in the past, built a base, put the model on afterwards. Sometimes I pin it. Pinning it can help it stopping falling off, but at the end of the day it's still glue onto a painted base, so it should still be fine. You see a lot of people do the bases separately, so they paint the miniatures. They'll have a set of bases that they super glue the mini to, but they use activator, so they can just snap it off really easy. I can show you that at some point. As long as you don't stick your tufts where your feet, yeah, it should always stick. And the worst comes to worst, you can just scrape a little bit so it goes flat and get the glue onto it. So as you can see, these are the Gamer's Grass. These are the wild tufts, and then they're the more uniform normal ones. Yeah, if you're doing basic stuff like that, there's no point in sticking pulp. He looks a lot better with his cloak in the mud. Just keeping there we go. So that's way too bright. Something like that you're just going to put mud round it. It's worth just putting the brown earth round, and then you also get some sort of indentation. Wait, it looks as though your feet or your model's feet are actually in the mud as well. It's just a lot easier for me to show you, obviously, like this. I'll do another quick tuft. Well, run. Hi, David, by the way. So yeah, it's a really quick simple way to get an effective base. Bit deserty, bit scrub. Yeah, we were just being on about that. Yeah, ish. It's good fun, and it's a bit of change to everyone's lifestyle. So that's that. What I was gonna try is, and I am using some. I'll be honest with you. I've done this one before, the mud one. I've not used Army Painter Strong Tone on it before, but that is actually starting to dry really nice. I've done this one a lot, so that's my go-to one. I've had a lot of people asking about quick ways to base miniatures rather than taking a long time doing layer by layer and stuff like that. So these are just quick, rough, ready how to get something that's better than a black base onto the table. And as Paul says there, yeah, quick and effective. The mud ones are probably what you're going to be more roundabout. And I have got a set there that I've shown you, that I've got to show you anyway. I'm hoping that these will dry in time. So, it's just sand and double dry. This is even quicker, because then you're not messing around with PVA and stuff like that. So you basically shovel this on, and you get different textures. Oh, and that's... as I said, I was just wanting to try different things. This is Nuln Oil, and I know it's expensive, Nuln Oil, at the moment. It's quite interesting, that one. And a Thornian Camo Shade, which is a wash by GW that I've spilt everywhere numerous times. So just dropping a wash over it can massively change the actual colour of the basing and the effect that the basing gives you. And there's no reason you can't do you can't do Agrax and then the green in amongst it to give various shades. I've done a set for a lad that was, I can't remember, I think it's the Vallejo Black Earth, which is just black, and it is pretty much the same as that, but then done a glow on it, so it's very is it Helix Prime from Hellion? So you do the Hellion dry brush over it, and it just gives the blacker green glowing effect, and he loved them. Camel shade, yes. Well, yeah. So I'll just back this out. Ooh, back. Come on. Next thing I'll be trying to get hold of, it'll be some sort of remote control for this thing. I'll have a word with Bristol to see if they know of anything, because I keep touching it and it keeps not going into focus, and then I spend half an hour fixing it. There we go. Hello, John. So, I can say that's pretty... You know what? This might make it go a little shiny. We're drying it quick. I know you can't hear much at the moment. So, I'll do them. Now we've got those two to play with while the other two are drying. So, I should have just stayed zoomed in. So that's the mud pole. And that's how I do my mud. And then, obviously, again with the... where's that? So, to pull it out a bit and bring it... Again, you can just a simple dry brush over it. I'm just going to use the light Sliveneth bark and try and get as much as I can off the brush. So it's just picking out the really, really high spots. There you go. Just a slight amount of depth. And I have missed a bit there, if you can see. Oh, all around the edge. So, again with the tufts, these are either burnt or swamp. The swamp's slightly greener than the burnt. I'm just pressing them into place. So, I haven't got a figure off a base, or I would have shown you what it... He says looking over there. Okay. So, that would be just a quick and effective mud base. Just so you can see the sand base that's now run off. So that's how the sand base would look. Probably a lot better with a white Stormtrooper. Give it a bit of a... On that one you mean, Jack? Yeah, let's have a look. I'm going to strip these off and use them for something else anyway, so... It's always worth it. If it comes out looking like Donald Trump, then... It's fine. So as Jack said, Kindle Flame, which is a GW dry. It's bright. I will get the Hellion on one of them. Okay. Have you got a Nikon, mate? Yeah, I can see what you mean, Jack. I think I've just gone a little bit heavy with it. Oh, cool. Definitely know where to come to for advice now. Well, Joe bought me this one for Christmas, and I have really muddled through. I used to have a Sony A1, the first one that they did. I do actually like the contrast between that. That is... Yeah. That does bring it out a little bit more, and it's the orange behind it is like the mud colour. That might be a better one to use than the other stuff. Good shout. Let's have a look. So we've got... Oh, Hi, Lucky Call Tank. I'll dry that off. I'm going to try the Tyrant Skull. No, I do all my rims in black. And I know you're going to hate that. But the Star Wars rims, I always tend to paint black. But it's personal preference. Anyone can do whatever colour they like. Yeah, it does. The sand ones do look good on a... which brand? It is... Steel Legion Drab is the one that I use, usually. So... See what I mean? That's not wet. It's just with drying it with the hairdryer, it has given it a bit of a sheen. So the other way to do it is do the dry brush before you do the wash, and that gives you it blends the dry brush in as well. I wanted to try and make this one a little bit lighter. There we go. So slightly different. Again, it's not far. It's all the same basing material. It's just different washes, different dry brushes to get different effects. Let me just wash that brush off. More alien type base. Let's have a, you know, I do have a full set of basing materials kicking about. I've disappeared. Or I did have a full set of basing materials. It's all been tidied up. I tidied up in here and I can't find anything. 1 second. Come on, what did I do with them? I'll use these ones. So, I've got quite a box full of the tufts to try different things. So, something a bit different. They're too bright. That's just similar to that. Let's try some of the spiky. That's very contrasty. So this is the spiky range from Gamer's Grass, and again, you just pull off a clump, and then stick it down. And you can always trim the bits that you don't want. And it's very stark, that one. There's like a very stark contrast, but there you go. It's more than just your standard toe high bush stuff, but you can also pat this down because this does squash down in a quite rough and ready. There you go. So what I'm going to quickly do is the little bits that I missed. Oh, wrong one. That was the strong shade on that one. Right, so this is very dark Nuln Oil one. Again, I'm going to quickly dry it. And the camel shade one. So, they both dried off, and I blew everything everywhere. That's what we want. So, that's the Blackie. It's a lot darker, dense mud. And then that's the green, which is giving it a bit of a bit slimy text-like feel to it. What colour? Should we try the Hellion, see if that lights it up a bit? So I usually do this over a black base rather than so this is just dry Hellion. There we go. So it's giving it a bit of a green tinge, but not massively. So it does look like an alien landscape sort of thing. So that I would probably go with some of the neon colours. Put a really, really, really strong set of tufts onto that one, which I don't actually own at the moment. So, and then this one is like, it's just slightly different. It's one that you just, most of these are ones that I've just found by playing around and trying different things. The last two I didn't even think. It's just stuff I've tried tonight. Again, the green. I'm trying to think what would do good over that. The green washes are. I'd like to try the green wash direct over it. I've ran out now. I think the green wash is they are quite strong, the greens. There we go, just a bit of Golgfag brown. And there you go, that's just it's gone like into a swampy type stuff. So, which brings me on to another product, which I do apologise to anyone who's waiting for product reviews and stuff like that. I have got massively behind in stuff. I'm going to start doing videos next week, actual videos. But what I do have is that's Orc Blood. So I managed to get some very nice Green Stuff World UV resins. So I've got transparent, and I've also got lime fluoro. So they were sent to me, and I also got the Green Stuff Blood Effect. The only thing with this is you need a UV light. Didn't come with one, so I had to buy one. So just a standard, don't think you can see, but standard UV light. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't used this yet. I don't even know if it's open. I don't think it is. It is. I did open it. So, yeah, okay, whatever you can think of. I'm hoping that hasn't gone hard in the thing. So, no, it hasn't. Wow. So what you could do is obviously in the in the earth, you could make divots and stuff like that. So you can fill it with goop. And again, this is just a tester. So goop, close the goop, and apparently if I hold this over it, it should all magically go off. Oh, yeah, you can smell it. So if that was in a pool, let me just, I think I'm, that's better. There we go. Look at that. Just need a UV light kicking around all the time. If only I knew someone who could do UV lights and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's gone off. So you get a little puddle of goo. I dare say what I'll try is I'll try it on one of the other ones. I'll do the clear over some, like put maybe splodge some blue down as if it's like a puddle or something like that. But then again, if some of that type, if you can imagine that type bush around it. Yeah, I heard I think it was you who was saying that GW are starting to do one. The UV stuff looks fantastic in principle. It just does depends on the price. If I know correctly, that pot is £20 or £25 and it's only 100 ml. If it works like I think it is, for water effects and such like, it's quite good because yeah, I could do that. It just it had to be quite strong for what we were, and it does make it light up really nice. Look at that base. So let's turn that off for now. So that's all from the very sandy earth texture. It has... we'll have a look in a minute, Paul. I'll go on to the brown bases, and I'll do exactly the same with the brown bases quite quickly and see what we can do with that. So that's all. Those 5 there are all from the same pot of earth. Yeah, it just shows you that you can buy one type of pot. I think these are about a tenner, 10 quid. We should be getting them in stock soon. We've just opened an account to get hold of this sort of stuff because we do a lot of it. There is other flavours. I've got another one to show you in a minute. And that is Dark Earth, and obviously it's the same stuff, just brown earth, dark earth, they're next to each other in the product lineup as well. It just saves you having, if you wanted a darker earth to start with and then just do a dry brush like that, it just saves you having to buy the different ones. So as I said, there's 5 quick bases from the same stuff. So if I put them to one side, what we have now is, this is GW. It is the Stirland Mud. This is a 24mm pot. They're 200mm. A lot easier to get hold of because most stores have them in. And I think that's what you're already using, isn't it, Paul? Do have the white stuff out, so we'll go with the basic one to start with. We'll go with a dry brush straight over the top. So if we do an earth shade, I won't do a strong tone on this one because we think it's that. I'll do that. I'll do a green one. I'll do a dry brush on one, and I will do some water effects on another one. If I'd only thought about it, I could have delved some of these. So a quick Agrax. Ooh, I just nearly knocked my bottle of Agrax over. It would have been tears. So that's an Agrax one. We'll see how that dries. Yeah, I've got Astrogranite. Ah, right. I can do Astrogranite in a minute. This is Nullin. Straight over it. Just a quick one. That goes very dark at that point. I can basically show you what the different bits and pieces of effects that you get from just doing basic washes over the top. This actually lifts the colour. You can't see it at the moment, but it actually lifts it and leaves little pools of green. That actually looks quite interesting. So that's that, and that. Tell you what I am going to quickly do, because I know that this messed up last 3 weeks, is see if it's going to let me do a giveaway. It is. There is a giveaway. I'm going to do the raffle at 8:30. They are going to be 50 tickets. 50 credits a ticket. Maximum 10, and subscribers get a bonus of 1. I'm in advanced general. So I can save that, and in half an hour I can start the giveaway. Oh, look at that, loads of people with lots of points. Let me just have a quick drink. Thank you very much, Ulfric. You'll have enough to outright win most of these the way you're going, mate. Thank you. So, I've got 2 bases I'm going to dry brush. I'll do one in what I think would lift it a bit. Does anyone want to have a pick a dry brush colour? Let's see what happens to it. As I say, I'm not bothered. I can strip the bases and use them. Powered by Sneak. Yes, powered. Oh, yeah. Powered by Sneak that now has... if you use my link to join them, then you can get all kinds of things to help me. I'll maybe do that in one of my next videos. So, it is just... Oh. So it's lifted it from that to that. I don't know if my dry brush was dry enough, but I will then... That's the problem. You need about 20 dry brushes doing different things. And again, just to catch the peaks. There we go. And you get something a bit different. It looks very... Yeah, green shade. So I've gone Agrax, Nullin and green shade again. And I'll do the same on the ones you use in a minute, mate. So let me get the dryer out. Come on. Changeling Pink. Oh, now you're asking. Is that a Changeling Pink? Oh. Are you trying just to challenge what colours I've got? How's that? I'll give it a go. What can possibly go wrong? I'll just dry these ones off. Nope, that won't work. It is drying. So as Rasta was saying it, my paint collection is it's strange. I just really, really, really like paint. I've got I'd say 99% of GW stuff up there. I've got racks and racks of Vallejo up to the left. I've just started getting the army painter stuff, bits and pieces, when I can afford it. I've just... Where is it? See if I can find it. Is that it? Nope, that's model colour. And it might knock the camera a bit because the camera is attached to the paint rack. I've just ordered some a couple of new colours from Rangers to try. Actually paid pound pennies for these things as well. So I painted a tank for one of my friend's nephews. I think it's his nephew, and I was blown away by how nice. And this is actually one of them. So I picked up some of their AK Interactive stuff. Now they've just done a line and basically said that it doesn't clog in airbrushes. Straight from the pot, won't clog in an airbrush. So I'm quite interested to give that a go. So I'm going to try and get hold of some of that. For some German stuff I'm doing, I've picked up some MIG, a couple of bottles of MIG to do the German bits and pieces. So they're new ones that I've not tried. But Vallejo do a new I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. I've never seen it before. Called Mecha Colours. So that's what I've bought. Mecha Brown Engineering Soot Matte and Dark Rust Wash. So they two I want to try on some. Yeah, but they all do different things. What was the other Mecha? Oh, that was it. I bought a metallic blue. A Mecha metallic blue. Now, I've never seen that many metallics that are in. Now, I believe, and Kay's going to probably correct me or agree with me. So I bought 5 of them. So I got the bronze, because I didn't have a decent bronze, and that looks pretty good. And then I've also bought the metallic red. So I bought the metallic blue and the metallic red to have a go of. Yeah, they, from what I can understand, they're Gundam paints. They're the specific Gundam colours, and it's the whole line for their Gundam stuff. So it's bright, it's vibrant. There's lots of metallics, and then the weathering range is really, really interesting. So, I've been looking at buying the complete set. I bought 5 to try. I'll try them. If they're good, I'll order a complete set from the distributor and give them a go. So, to Captain Rex's. Yeah, as Rasta said, I'd love to paint one of them pieces of kit, but oh my god, I'd be in so much trouble because I would never paint it the colours that they. Hey, look at that. It has actually been used as well in the past. I'm not saying on what, because I can't remember. Oh. Captain Rex, what are you making me do? So, Changeling Pink on the Earth. I'm trying to do this as light as possible so the pink doesn't really... Nope. Nope. It's alien ready for the bluegrass. There is some neon colours. I think Paul bought one. I think it's just called Neon. And that's fantastic. It is blue and it's like a vibrant purple and blue. But the actual tuft, the fibre, is half blue and half purple. The technology that does it is fantastic, but no idea how. So yeah. It's, yeah, very alien. You could... definitely. I think that's in the same sort of thing as the Hellion. So, as you can see, just a slight tinge of pink really lifts it. Let me just see. What I'm going to attempt to do now is match the colour that I'm seeing to the colour of what's in my hand, because it's slightly off. And I think if I just play around with the filter a second. Nope. That's the one. There you go. A bit. So yeah, I've just added the saturation up a bit. So yeah, there you go. So we have the tinge from the Tyrant Skull. I have a feeling there's some green slipped into there and I've not cleaned my... Yes, very much, Paul. Tyranid based, that sort of thing. So, yeah, two different ones. On the mud front, so the black and... that bit. Yeah, I picked the scab, mate. It went like jerky, so I just peeled it off. So yeah, the mud's gone it has the brown mud's gone two-tone, where the Nullin seems to have stained quite a lot of it, and it's turned it into like very gloopy, horrible mud. I think something, yeah, very burnt, desolate. Oh, with I thought you meant where I stuck my hand on the printer. So yeah, as you can see, that's with the tuft on. I have a tuft there that I'm just going to keep using for demo purposes. Let me try again. It's just ways to lift it. You can... So even if you have gone to the outer blackness of Nullin Oil, just a bit. Yeah, there's a full set, mate. You can actually get a case set for them. I tend to buy the cases because you get them you get the actual stuff dirt cheap. So there you go. It's just highlighted it slightly, so let's put the tufty back on so you get an idea. So yeah. So that was just Nullin Oil wash and then a Tyrant Skull blast over the top. I think that looks a bit out. I don't... Oh, you know what? I'm nicking one off the sample. Shh. I'll put it back, honest. There you go. That actually works really well for an alien landscape. And I agree with you, Paul. Tyranids on that kind of base with those tufts are just absolutely going to, yeah, it looks great. Never ever thought. This is one of the points of these videos is I've got boxes of bases that I've tried and they look awful. I've got to the point where I am going to strip them because bases at the moment are an absolute premium. So that's the Agrax one. So I'd be happy with that as mud. And maybe do a dry brush before it. What have we got that's very dark? So I'm going to try. So you can dry brush with any paint. It just means you're getting rid of it. The reason I have all the GW ones is because they're value for money because of the amount of pigment and no water. If you're using normal paints, it's a little bit more effort to get rid of the water. So what I'm going to try and do is flat brown. And give it a bit of a flat brown. Our dry brushes have just come back into stock, by the way. I know they sold out pretty quickly last time. So these are our... they're really, really, really good. Even Rasta loves his, and he doesn't dry brush that much. We have a few different versions. We have the big black ones that are the good all-rounders. These are good for fine detail. I'm just running out of ones that aren't damp, so... So that you can see how it's lifted, just those bits. And then you have it. I'll wash all these off now. So it's, again, it's the same basing material. So it's the same stuff that we've put down. And that's the camo shade one. You can actually see that a slight difference. I'll give that a dry brush in a minute. But 5 different bases. Yeah, you can see the green coming through that on that now. Yeah, 5 different bases, all from the same base product. So it's just showing you that you can, just from one base product, you can use different types of washes, dry brushes, tufts to get loads of different variations. So I'll put them to one side for now, because what I'm going to do is try the green one. So that's nearly dry there. So I want to see what this orc blood is. This is Green Stuff World orc blood. Oh, right. I know what it is. So any GW, yeah, it needs shaking a bit more. That is Blood for the Blood God in green. That's how it's come out, and that's what it looks like. I dare say over other stuff it's going to look a lot better. But yeah, that's Blood for the Blood God, and that will do this a similar sort of thing. Obviously it's going to need to dry. We'll come back to that one at the end. But can you see the green tint to it? It's just got a green hue. So the resin, I just want to say, and And if I get a GW spatula, so this is just a GW basing tool like you saw me use earlier, I think, yeah, you can push it around pretty well long before it goes off. Obviously, if you're going to do this in a bright sunny day, then that's probably going to go off in the sunlight just as quick as if it were paint, I think. But again, you can, when you put this on, you can actually smell a bit of fume coming from it. But yes, Paul, I would recommend that the way it's gone on there. If it dries as well as the green stuff on the other one, then the UV resin transparent would probably be a good way to go for water. I'll do one on one over here in a second. Is there any of them that look like they've got a pool? Yeah, and that's dry. So that side's dry. The green, the orc blood is still wet. I've got greasy fingers on it now. So, as I said, just messing around. 5 different versions. So, is this the one that you've been using, Paul? The Astra Granite. This is Astra Granite Debris. I think they're all about the same. Just one's more. I think the 2 different versions of each one of the GW ones is one is more lumpy, and the other one comes out a bit more like that, where it's smoother. So I'll pop these off this. And how long we've got? 10 minutes. I'll get these done. So what do you put on yours? Because yours looked, I don't know if it was just the camera angle or what, but yours looked like mud. Because if I can copy a bit off one of, I'll copy a bit for one of the ones that you do, we'll try and see what we can do, else we can do with it. Not a problem, mate. I'm learning just as much as you guys. What? Sure. I'm going to do an Agrax, because we've done an Agrax over each one. So which one's going to have a pool? That one's going to have the pool. So Agrax, Nullin, green, dry, and pool. Sounds good. So an Agrax wash. If I remember rightly, about 3 years ago, I did something similar, and I did a big 50mm base with a bit of everything over it. So it was cut up into little squares with Agrax on one bit, Nullin on another, all the way down to the greens and stuff like that. Drakenhof. The purple colour. So I've done the black. I'll do a green. The last one in this, the last one has got something. In fact, I'll do a Drakenhof on that one, and I should have a base laid round somewhere to show you. He says, right. So that's what I would do as my snow base. It's the same stuff, but it's had a a quick dry brush over it. Right, so I'll find a Drakenov. What do you do? Fenrisian grey dry brush. Which one's Fenrisian? Come on, Paul, help me out. Is Fenrisian grey a layer? I've got it. Yep. Right. I haven't used this one for a while. So I'll do a quick Fenrisian grey dry brush to try and match Paul's and see if we can get somewhere close to it. Heavy one or a light one, or that hasn't half listed it. Listed it. Yeah. So light dry brush on that one. I'm gonna have to clean that. Dab and pool the shading. So like in the recesses, try to get a bit more. God, I'm going through my dry brushes. Something rotten. I need another one. So for the one with the snow, Captain Rex, Commander Rex. Sorry, keep forgetting about your promotion. Praxi White, or Praxeti White, or yeah. Just on the tips. Come on, Dale. I know you're dying to say it. So you get like a frosting across it. Like that. And if I can find it under here, we have ground texture snow. So again, this is brand new, never used. It's very interesting. Let's have a look. So this one is just some clumps. Yeah, it's going on in clumps. Bit foamy type stuff. Sorry. I know the snow. I was going to say the snow is going to trigger the camera. So these would be great bases for Hoth stuff, Space Wolves. Space Wolves would look great on the grey and the snow. So that's what that's what I use for the snow. I do have the GW stuff as well. This is VB, Valerian Blizzard, whichever one that one is. and that's very much the same. It comes out in a bit like it's not a paint. It feels like a foamy Play-Doh, and you've got to dab it into place rather than actually paint it on. So that's the Snow Captain Rex, Commander Rex. And they're drying. I need Drakenhof Nightshade. Let's see what we have when it's on the table. Drakenhof Nightshade. There's the old way that a lot of the GW staff were brought up using, and that is baking soda. PVA and baking soda mixed together. I've never personally seen it, but a lot of people swear by it. So do you mean like that, Paul? Not just hitting everything, just pooling in the lower areas? The good thing with oils, not oils, the oil washes, you can pick and choose to hit certain areas and pool it and push it into, and actually keep. Oh, there you go. Does that look a bit right, but better? Yeah, that would work as well, mate. That's very good. So you would just leave all of that in the upper colour? So I'm going to use a bit of Temple Guard blue, and let's just have a bit thin to a washy, a bit more washy than that. So what I'm doing is going to fill a little pool at the edge. Let that dry. See, I know you have various armies. If you've got lots of the debris already, you can do you can get loads of different, well, as you've seen from the first one we did, a bit of a dry brush and a change of a wash, even pink, throwing a pink down, that's actually massively grown on me. I might do some Tyranids in those colours. It's worth just grabbing 25 of the cheap wood bases off eBay, throwing them down and having a play around with what you can get away with, what you can do. So I'll get these ones quickly done because I know I'll tell you what, while I'm drying these and getting on to the next bit, let's hit some buttons. So, the giveaway should start. Oh, don't you start. There we go. Let me know if anyone can get onto it, because I've got a feeling that it's playing silly persons again. It's just looking at me as if there's... So we've got 5 lots to give away tonight. I'll split whatever I've got into 5s. Go. Oh dear. Wow. That's not nice, Foxy. So, what I have got, what I'm going to try on the blue one, I need my tray out, is one of the Vallejo washes, and it's a whitewash. So, what I'm going to try and do is get it on the blue. Round the edging, hopefully. There we go. Oh, sorry. I'll just build up a bit of the white around there. And a little bit there. So we get a bit of whitewash around the edge. Oh, don't. It'll be insufferable. Right, the giveaway's done what it did last time, but I remember Rasta telling me there's a way to fix it, but it's normally after the stream ends. Right, so that will dry nicely. So yeah, that comes out really nice, Paul. What else do you do to it? I can see a domestic appearing in the chat. What else do you do to it, Paul? Or is that it, and then you were going to put the tufts on? Right, so the green one, the green over the grey, has shown the green up a lot. A massive amount. So, I'm going to try something Niblet green. So, oh god, I think that's worse than. You don't fancy Niblet greening it? So this is very, very bright. So you need to be very, very. Yeah, just very, very light with the green. And then you get like a jungle mud, perhaps, or a greeny coloured landscape rock formation. Maybe with that again. That tough there. So wherever I put my tweezers. So you get the idea. Where's the Stormy? Come on, Stormtrooper. So yeah, bit jungly type base. Again, you could add some of the smaller tufts to bring that out. So these ones, the Agrax, I would probably go down the route of actually seeing Paul's. The black might work over that. Longbeard grey, just to lift it a bit. The green is nice. Again, it's one that it's just one of those things. You try something and it works, and you just yeah. So that's just a little Longbeard grey over the top. Again, just a very, very light dry brush is all that's needed to lift the highlights. I'm going to do the same on the Agrax. Yeah. All of these are playable and all of them are quick. There's nothing time consuming. It's splodge it out and go with that. So let's have a look. So Paul's, I think Paul's looks as though it's like, again, ice, water and stuff like that. So I'll move them out the way. So we've got 3 quick ones there. I don't know where. There's loads of Shore Troopers, mate. You've just got to ask nicely and Shore Troopers appear. So I'm going to go with, on the green one, have a go of that one. The clear one. In that one. And just say about putting a little bit of water effect onto yours, Paul. Yeah, it is. 3 different, totally different. You would never expect that they're all the same. So with this Green Stuff World resin, you have a lot of playing time until you hit it with the UV. So you can form it round stuff. And I've got to thank the guys at Green Stuff World. This was absolutely fantastic of them. So just a little. You have to use the light, Paul. It's UV reactive. As Kay said, you can get the £5. You basically put your nails in them and it dries people's nails. But we'll have a look what that looks like in a second and see how much it lifts it and changes it. It's just an idea. And it's what I hope these types of sessions would be about, is grabbing new product, sticking them on stuff and trying them. Obviously you guys can be around, point me into weird and wonderful directions. So this is, I've painted it so it looked a bit watery underneath. So it looks like a pool. You could probably do a wash over the top of it once it's done to make it look a little bit different. So, right. And the only reason I'm using this light is it's what I had, Paul. It was just something that we had extra laid around. And it was just a normal LED light. And I found out that it has an option to flick it onto UV. So it doesn't look as though I'm actually doing anything. It's not like it's making any noises. I might actually try adding colour to them, because obviously the green has some sort of acrylic in it. I like how that glows with the UV. So that should be relatively dried now. Oh yeah, I think that's because it's quite thin. So that's a resin base. Do I need to I need to lighten it a bit. Oh, is it my hand causing too much? So yeah, a quick jungle base. Obviously you need to clean the edge and stuff like that, but a little bit of UV resin, you've got a jungle base. The water base again is just going to, I'm not going to put any snow on that one, but what I will do is just to finish it off slightly. Is and you could put snow on that, very much like that. and you get the frosting, and you get the deepness to the pool. Where around the edge where we did the whitewash, it gives it a little bit, it makes it look a little bit deeper. There we go. An ice pool. And then Paul's. So you've now got 3 textures on it. So you've got your original dry brush colour. You've then got the Drakenhof area, and then you've got the bit that's got the gloss on it, pool or whatever. So I don't know if, and then obviously bits of tufts within that. There we go. It's my hand that's causing the light shift. And I'm just using that tuft as an example because it's the one that the sticky's running out on. It catches the light as well. The glass effect catches the light. I really do like it. But as I say, it's something that you can play around with. I think a wash over the top of it might affect it as well, or bits and pieces. I'll just double check that it is pretty dry as well. So yeah, a wash over the top of it, a different colour underneath it to lift it a bit, or a whitewash, as I said, whitewash underneath to lift it a bit. Again, it's just something to play around with. Again, we have one basing material, which was the GW Astrogranite Debris, and from that we've got probably a Battlefield 2 that were probably its main intention was like rubble in a war zone, like a built-up war zone. You basically get those two. Adding green to it, doing a couple of bits of green stuff, you get a totally different base. You get a jungle base, an alien planet base, something just that little bit different. And then you've got your Space Wolf bases, which is the Frost. Thanks for the follow, guys. Again, just with the snow effects, the water effect, and as I said, the Paul effect. So, the only other one that I had for tonight, which I think I'm now pushing it a bit, was the earth texture. And yes, I always got, there's various schools of thought on cleaning the base edges. I'm looking for my, it's there. I always use 950 black. I've always used Vallejo black around the rims, and you just check around the rim for any snotty bit, clear it off, then use this watered down very slightly, and normally 1 or 2 goes round, and you basically get that. It cleans it up, and yeah, the followers are jumping up. I don't know what's going on. Has someone has someone shared it out or something like that? Polish models, welcome. So yeah, most of this stuff, the Vallejo colours, the Vallejo washes, we aim to have in the shop in the next month or so. We're waiting for our first deliveries now. We're going to start pushing the basing materials and stuff like that. We've just done a load of pots of flock and stuff like that. They've all just started coming out, and they're up on the shop right now, protecmodels.co.uk. There's a basing section, and they're like 200ml tubs for £3 or £4. And then we're also doing things like stucco and stuff like that to do bigger basing and stuff. So I'm going to have a 2-second tidy up so I can get to my to my computer itself, and then I have a feeling that this Streamlabs, yeah, it does, Marty. I shall have a look. Let's have a look at the dashboard. The only thing I can think of is someone's followed it. There's not that many in the chat. There's not that many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 in our chat. So unless it's been shared and picked up by someone, I don't know. But yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, they're all followed at the same time, but it's just Streamlabs has been catching up. I can't get the dashboard's doing the same as it was doing last time. Can anyone remember how I fixed it? So I'll leave the basing at that. I'll move some of this out the way so I can put all the bases out. The first ones, as I say, were all off the... Zoom out a bit. Other way. So the first set were all off the Vallejo Earth. The Orc Blood still hasn't gone hard. Stupid orcs. Stupid orcsies. So that's the 3 that we've done there. Let's see if I can... Right, I'm going to restart the CloudBot. Nope, it's not playing game. See if I can find some manual ways to do this. Giveaway commands. Let's see if I can actually close it. No. If I remember rightly. Now, children. I do apologise for this. I know we had this. I had this and Rasta had exactly the same the other night. I don't know why it's doing it. Let me try something. If the stream disappears, don't worry about it. It's just me trying something. What I'll do is, has anyone got any questions about this sort of stuff at the moment? The giveaway will be, if it all fails and it doesn't come back, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of them, and then various packs of them, and I will just do a giveaway. As soon as I know what happens, as soon as Rasta stopped his, it came up. So what I might be able to do is stop it and start it again. So the locks will be for random ones of them, and I'll post, if it comes to it, I'll post me video. I'll video it off this screen and post it. So I'm going to end the stream there technically, but I'm going to try and bring it back in a second. But for YouTube and everyone, this is where it'll end for today. So thanks everyone that subbed, subscribed, followed, and we and also everyone that donated tonight. Thank you very much. How many tickets for a game of TTS? About 1,000. I don't know if you can afford it yet. Again, thank you everyone for coming and watching and putting up with me. I hope it was helpful. And I hope to see everyone else's. If you've watched it, mate, you'll see how easy it is to do. There's nothing hard about it. So, I will see you in a minute, hopefully, when I close this and everything jumps back into life. Catch you soon.